Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, afternoon, doctor.
Okay, good. Ada orang respond. Thank you for responding. Sorry that I have to delay the start of the lecture because I have meeting just now, but it ended quite early, so that's why I opened the attendance a bit earlier. Yeah, so we are going to start our lecture, yeah. So this lecture is on TMS4043, Artificial Intelligence. Anyone who is not supposed to be in here, you may leave. Okay. Let me share my window first. Okay. Okay. Everyone can see my slide?
Oh, yes, can see.
Okay, thank you. So it's 4043. Here we are again. So it's me again, and together with Sarah. So both of us are looking after this course. Well, basically the coordinator is Dr. Sarah, yeah. So any problem with the course, then it will be Dr. Sarah. I'm just helping her out. Yeah, so today's lecture is introduction to the course and also introduction to AI. Just the brief introduction. So I don't think we are going to take too long. Okay, don't worry. I will end it earlier so that you will have your berbuka puasa ready, yeah. So this is the course. What is the course about? Do not know how to get rid of this. Wait. Okay, so basically this course provides you with the introduction to the foundational concepts of AI. Okay, so this particular lecture will give you a bit of history, and then the content of the course will give you some foundations of AI, on problem solving, on how you represent knowledge, and on perception. And the perception, unfortunately, we cannot go with many, just vision, yeah, computer vision. Your programming, we will have some hands-on experience with Python, but I understand that your batch have already taken your CS lab uses Python. So Dr. Sarah will give you some recap of Python, and therefore we are actually wanting you to use Python for the problem solving, yeah, for this course. All right. So the practical skills in AI programming will be, we expect you to use Python. Okay. On ethics, that will be the last LU. Okay. So basically the learning outcome would be for you to know the fundamental of AI, okay, the ethics and the limitation, what is the implication to society and industry, relate the basic principles of AI in solutions of which you require for problem solving, inference or knowledge representation, and perception. And we expect you at the end of the course to be able to develop a simple AI program using any AI programming language or AI tools. But of course, we would want you to create that AI, yeah? So we prefer you to use Python. So these are the learning units. So today's LU will simply be Introduction to AI. Then we will move to searching, because when you have problem, you will be trying to search for the solution. Okay, so that's the reason why the first thing that you will need to know is on searching algorithms. Because as long as you know what is your problem, then when you try to find the solution, you are basically searching for the solutions. Yeah. Then we will go into a little bit more deep into searching. So search in complex environments and getting to understand constraint satisfaction problems. It is actually intertwined with operational research on optimization. However, you're looking at trying to satisfy all the constraints that you have. So I think you already know what constraints are. Yeah, what does it mean by constraints? So basically, when you look at the problem, you will be able to distinguish what are the constraints, and then from there you will need to be able to satisfy all the constraints. Yeah, because that is the part and parcel of solving the problems. If we were to have time, then we will be doing some a little bit more advanced searching. This is what we call as adversarial search, and talk a little bit of games, but we'll see how whether we will have time for that. Yeah. So basically these few LUs until searching, okay, that will be covered by me. And then we have knowledge representation and reasoning, Bayesian nets and machine learning, basically the AI programming. This will be under Dr. Sarah, okay, including deep learning. I think she will be covering that as well. All right. And then for perception, we chose computer vision. So computer vision, we invite Dr. Irwandi to help us with that learning unit. And then the last learning unit is limitation, ethics, and the future of AI will be delivered by Prof. Nara. Okay. Assessment, we have continuous assessment, 60%, final exam, 40%. Okay. So quiz is 5%. And then you will have individual assignment, 15%. Okay. And written mid-semester exam, that's 15%. And then you will have a group project, which is 25%. So that's quite a big number. Okay, the weightage for group project is 25%. We will put it out early, okay, on what is the expectation of from the group project. Yeah, so all this I will be handling. Okay, I will check on the description and everything, and then we'll pass it to you. So I will still need to see how many of you in the course, okay? I mean, registered for the course, and then see the number of members per group. Yeah. So ideally, it will be 3 in a group, but I will need to see how many you are in the course. Yeah. But I think 3 will be just nice. If I'm not mistaken, there are only 30 of you. Okay. And then you have written exam. Okay, 40%. All right. Okay, so as you know, we have the MS Team. MS Team is this platform that we are using right now. And this group or this platform will be coordinated and basically arranged by Dr. Sarah, including the ELIP course page. Yeah, so she's the one who is updating both ELIP course page and also MS Teams. Yeah. Okay, so the class schedule for this semester is on Monday 4 to 6. It should be physically in IS lab. Yeah. But as you know, for this week, next week until after Raya, yeah, until Raya, we will have online lectures only. All right. Then the second schedule is every Thursday, 12 to 2. Okay. And this 12 to 2 physically is in CS lab. All right. And as I mentioned to you, your instructors are these 4. Okay. So I do hope that you have already enrolled yourself in the ELIP course page, because that's where Dr. Sarah is going to put all the lecture notes and lecture slides and everything else. Yeah. Any questions so far? Anyone Any clashes? Nothing? Okay, so I'm not sure whether you are talking or not. It seems like
no clash for me.
no clash, No what? Okay, so please do let me know if you do have some clash, yeah. But I guess there's none. That is good. Right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here are the instructors, just in case that you do not know us. So and I guess if you do want to contact us, you can contact us via MS Team. But basically you should know our emails and so on. Yeah. Okay. For references, I follow, for me, I follow the Russell Novick 2020, the 4th edition. Is it the 4th edition? Yeah, that's the 4th edition. There's also Finlay AI and machine learning. I think this one is Finlay 2018 is what Sarah is using. Not sure. For mine, I use Russell Novick. Sometimes I also look at Luger. Okay. And I also follow Dan Klein and Prof. Peter Abil from UC Berkeley. Their slides are good. and they have their lectures as well online, yeah. So they are quite good, quite comprehensive. If you want to have a look, can. And because the material used are the same, then perhaps some of the things are the same, yeah. And I also, and as you know, this course AI is also being offered to the other programs. So the other programs will also have the same kind of course content. So we do use each other's slides. So for this slides, for this LU, I use from the network computing, since Dr. Johari prepared a very nice slides as well. Okay. All right. So that's it for the introduction to the course. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put in the schedule. I think yeah, basically any updates will be in the eLib, yeah. So please refer to eLib. So like I mentioned to you, the next class will be on Thursday. So that will be delivered by Dr. Sarah. So, and I'm sure that you have already know Python, and I think she's going to use Google Colab. So make sure that you are already registered to use Google Colab. Yeah. Okay. So if you have any question, can just unmute and ask me question. Yeah. So while I change the file. No question? All good? Okay, so I'm opening the other lecture slides now. All right. So we move on to the actual LU. So the first LU is Introduction to AI. I hope that we can make this a little bit more interactive, because if it is just coming from me, then it will be quite boring. Quite late now. Everyone is already going back home in our office. So yeah, and it's hot outside. So just if you have any thoughts, just share. Yeah. Okay. So the term AI, as you know, AI now becoming so hoo-ha. Everyone is talking about AI. Anything they're using, oh, that AI, that AI. What comes to your mind when AI comes? When people ask you what is AI, what comes to your mind? The first thing. Anyone?
Robot.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, yeah. Robot and ChatGPT. You are right. You are right. And before this, I'm sure you would only think about it, robots, right? Before ChatGPT. Yeah, but now people are talking about ChatGPT more. Yeah, because I guess ChatGPT becomes it becomes like our friend. It like assists us in many things. In fact, I guess especially in creating emails, you know, and whatever it is. I know that it has already become, a habit to just send a prompt to ChatGPT. But you need to bear in mind that that AI tool is a tool, okay? Just like our calculator, okay? Calculator there is also like an AI, yeah. So as you know, AI is not new. AI has been uh, part of the research world in long time ago already. Yeah. And that's the reason why, the movie makers came up with all these robots and robots was created in the movies uh during Star Trek, Star Wars. That was many years ago, right? And flying cars and all those things. That was many years ago, many years ago. So, and these are all so-called AI. Yeah. So, yeah, let's continue. Think of AI, what it is, and how it impact the world, how it started, and why has it become like what it is right now. You know, it is now become like the calculator. Like you just you need it to help you to calculate things. But the key word here is to help you, to assist. Yeah. So the content of this learning unit is basically we are going to discuss about what is AI, the foundation of AI, a little bit later, the history of AI, the risks and perhaps the benefits of AI, and maybe from there, I would want to hear your reflection about the whole thing. Yeah. Um. So it is how just like how industrial revolution, you know, evolved. I mean the industry evolved. So if we are talking about machinery, if you look at how transport evolves, so these are the things that, you know, it becomes revolutionized because of how technology moves. Okay. And because of their many things that can be mechanized. And why do we mechanize things is because of we want to reduce work, you know. Hence there is, as things goes on, technology moves and things can be done much faster. Yeah. So a lot of things is being created because of how human wants the technology to assist. Yeah. So these are how industry is being revolutionized. Yeah. So you saw that a lot of things being automated, you know. You are now in your 4th year. You are doing your FYP2 right now. So you know, when you are thinking about your FYP project, you're looking for problems, and you're seeing, you look at the problem, and you want to come up with a solution that where the computer is able to do something so that it solves the problem. So most of the time, basic thing would be, oh, this problem is done manually, therefore I want to automate it. Think something like this. So a lot of things has now being automated. Okay. And we therefore do not need human to work on it, because the computer is able to do it. Human dependency, we reduce that. And since we don't use human, therefore maybe the cost will be reduced. But then again, there's a pros and cons about it, because sometimes the technology can be expensive as well. But of course, you would want to increase profit. So there is pros and cons, in the sense that, okay, because we reduce human dependency, hence job will be reduced. So meaning to say, you will lay off some people from their job, but there are other jobs that has been created, where you are looking for maybe IT experts or data scientists, things like that. So different job scope is being created. So these are the things that is what is happening in today's world. Okay. So yeah, you are right. When we are talking about AI, robots comes to mind, because when we are automate something, you are creating some a mimic of the human that is able to do this task, this special task that you require. So all this and the robot that is being created to do your task, okay, is very efficient, because the error is, you can solve the error, and hence reduce the error. So hence they become more efficient in comparison to you as a human, because the human tends to have human error. But of course, it's not all tasks. Certain tasks, it can be done by AI. I mean, these robots. But of course, other tasks, you can't. So this is what is mentioned in this particular slide. Robots can cut costs in production, and they are more accurate, consistent, and faster than humans. And why is that? It's because all these robots do not need to have coffee breaks. Robots can work 24/7, whereas humans needs to sleep, to eat. Robots will not be distracted by other things. So if you set your robot to be just doing especially on that particular task, then it doesn't have, it doesn't do any other things but that task that you coded. So of course, it became more accurate, consistent, and faster. Are computers smart? What do you think? Are you still with me?
Yes,
Yes.
doctor.
What do you think, Rebecca? Is that Rebecca?
Yes.
Are computers smart?
They are as smart as what humans told them to do.
Yeah, exactly. On its own, without human telling them what to do, they are not smart at all. They are dumb because we do not tell it what to do, right? So yeah, computers are not smart. Yeah, they are very dumb unless we make it smart. Okay, so we have the ability to make the machine, the computer, smart. Yeah, so that's why now the TV is smart. Now the phone is smart. People are talking about smart city. What does that mean? So basically, we want people to create, all these computers to make that city smart. What does that mean? So a lot of thinking that needs to be done to make a city smart, which means that a lot of the mundane tasks, the routine tasks, can be done by computers. Anything, you do not need to schedule for the grass to be cut. It is already scheduled automatically. You see, so you're talking about a city where you do not need to bother about the landscape because it will look after itself. Who will? Basically, the computers will look after this landscaping. So our for that particular problem, obviously our campus is not there yet. Because as you can see, it's all human, yeah, and it's very manual, yeah. They are waiting when is the schedule for the grass to be cut. uh, these things are all done very manual, and then even the people who go down, they have to like get someone from outside and then all those things. So yeah, a lot if you talking about smart city. But I guess there are other things. Yeah, the simplest would be making everything um you know like the parking space, it's controlled by this computer, all those things. That one is we are coming to that. So but for landscaping, I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can think about that. Okay, so basically, the computers will only be smart if we make it smart. Yeah, I said we because as the programmer. Okay, so they are. So as you know, now that what is AI? So far, our discussion. What do you think? What is AI? So basically, we are talking about computer systems that is able to perform some intelligence. That's what artificial intelligence means. It's artificial. You know what artificial means, right? So you are creating intelligence using computer. So it's the computer is doing some tasks that require human intelligence. Yeah. So they are three types of artificial intelligence as being stated in this slide. So on the first stage, this is how it evolves, yeah, the AI being evolved. So in the first stage, we are looking at machine learning. Machine learning is where it's specialized in a particular area and it solve one problem. Okay, so it's quite narrow. This is what it's called as artificial narrow intelligence. So it's for a specific problem. Yeah. Um, and in machine learning, we have doing how the machine is learning through from data that is being given to the machine, yeah, for a specific task. For example, clustering or classifying, so you classify. How do you classify it? Is because you learn from the other data that you have. These particular parameters will give me positive. These particular parameters will give me negative. So because you have enough data, therefore, if you were to give this parameter, your machine is able to identify whether that set of parameter give me positive or negative. Okay, so this is machine learning, is classifying it based on what is being given to it as data. Yeah, so the machine is learning through this. Yeah, so this is quite narrow because looking at the particular problem only. Yeah, then it moves to artificial general intelligence. So this one refers to computer that is smart as a human across more than one area. It is not only for one particular area, but more than one area. Yeah, so this is a little bit more intelligent. Yeah, it has some sort of human intelligence in there. Yeah, because it is not only can it do classification, it can also do at the same time some association and do some prediction at the same time. So it has a little bit much more than the narrow intelligence. Yeah, so it's quite general in the sense. So I would say like our ChatGPT perhaps comes from this, machine intelligence. Yeah. Super intelligence, then this would be much more, yeah, because it is able to do more with the perception that we have, yeah, from the human senses that we have, like the vision, the smell that tells the brain what is that smell, you know. So things like that would be a super intelligence, an intellect that is much smarter than the best human brains in practically every field. So this is a much more super intelligence. Yeah, so I don't well, it's up to us. As I mentioned again, there are two things in AI, basically the computer and the programmer. If the programmer is good enough to tell, what do you mean by tell here is basically your coding, right? The machine, how this works, then we reach that super intelligence. So yeah, and I believe this is what we want to do, right? In the university, we want to produce graduates that have this, the ability to code, the ability to provide solution that improves what is current. Yeah, what we have right now, of course, you want to make it better. That's innovative already, right? So how do you want to innovate things? Is your ability to code the machine. Yeah. So and another thing that you would want to perhaps think about is that do we want to go to stage 3? Do we want to have artificial super intelligence? That's another thing. We know that perhaps as technology improves, you as a programmer, you are able to make the computer to do this, but is there a need? That's the question. Yeah, then we are talking about ethical now, right? The ethics, AI ethics. Is there a need of mimicking or creating an AI that is able to smell and know what is that? What is that thing that you smell? So, but is there a need to do that? Is there a need to create a robot like that? I'm not sure, but we know that as how the technology move, we know that we can do that as long as we code it correctly, right? So yeah, things like that we need to think about. Yeah, so I guess there are sometimes when you read, you come across this word singularity. What is technological singularity? This term is being used to describe that. That's the point where, if you're looking, if I'm referring to this this plane, this XY plane, where we have intellectual level of power and time. So as time progresses, you know, the humans are, becoming more intellectual, but at the same time, we are also creating machines that emulates this intelligence. Hence, we will reach singularity when the machine intelligence reach human intellect, and as it moves or surpass this human intellect, then what do we call that? Is it transhumans? Because they become more, the machines become more intelligent. But is it ethical to have machine that is more intelligent than the human? So remember that we can create computers to be so, but again, I mentioned, is there a need? Yeah. Okay. This one is so you notice, yeah, the part down there. So you will notice these are the slides that I took from the NC group. Okay. So this is how big shots like this or technologies like this are talking about how the technology evolves and what they think of AI. So these are some of their quotes, yeah, which one of the things it like Mark was saying that why do you need to be worried? You just tell your AI butler or whoever, yeah, your AI to help you, you know. These are some of the quotes that they use because they know how technology can be used to assist. Yeah. And to the point, okay, like Andrew Ng said, you got to trust the robot, because he's confident enough that that robot can do it. There is some confidence in there that the robot is accurate. Yeah. So these are the things all these big shots are talking about. Yeah, I can tell you'll see what they are saying. Oh my God, it's already 5:20. All right. Yeah. Okay. So human intelligence. So like I mentioned just now, AI is about how we are making the computers to we are developing a computer systems that is able to perform human intelligence. So yeah, okay. How do we know that the computer has already reached human intelligence? So Alan Turing came up with this test whereby he have we two players. One player is being played by the computer or the system that you are developing to perform human intelligence, and another one is where the it is the actual human. Okay, so when player C, where basically player C will be the interrogator, asking question, and they will see whether the player A will respond the same as player B, or the player C are not able to distinguish which is which. Okay, which one is computer and which one is human. So basically, that is Turing test. Okay. So if you are able to, get player C to get it wrong, it's not able to tell which is which, then you pass the Turing test. Basically, you hit the human intelligence. Okay. This slide was talking about like what I mentioned just now. Yeah, it's not, there are reasons why trying to mimic humans' intelligence might not be the best thing to do. Yeah. Because computers and humans, they are very different architecturally. Okay. And their ability is different in terms of numerical computations, visual and sensory processing, and this whether to process it parallelly or not. Yeah. So it's quite different. Yeah. And why? Because here, the table here, it shows the difference between computer and human brains, trying to compare it in terms of computational units, storage units, and so on. It's quite interesting, yeah, how they compare it. So it's quite, you know, again, like I mentioned, it goes back to the reason why you want to develop the AI. Yeah. Okay. In Russell and Novick, they were talking about trying to see whether you want to create an AI that think like human. Okay. So we are talking. I'm looking at the upper left hand corner, systems that think like human, or do you want the system that think rationally? Okay, whereby because human can be not rational. Okay, so it not necessarily like human. Yeah, because you know, it depends on how you code the system. So which one do you think? Which one do you want to create the AI? Is it that become like human or not necessarily like human? Okay. So in terms of thinking, think rationally, and in terms of acting, act rationally, because human is human. Human has these emotions, these feelings, all those things. So where else system don't have? So but and therefore system can be coded such that it can act rationally. It can, perhaps if you want it to think, it can think rationally as well. Okay. So there are many definitions of AI. David Marr was saying that AI is the study of complex information processing problems that often have their roots in some aspect of biological information processing. The goal of the subject is to identify solvable and interesting information processing problems and then solve it. So basically trying to really understand the problem, and based on the problem, identify the solvable ways to solve the problem. Yeah, cutting it, in ways whereby it is able to process those problems and then solve it together. Rodney Brooks was saying that the intelligent connection of perception to action. So basically connecting perception with with action. That is the intelligence that he thinks the computer should be. Yeah, connecting perception to action. So you perceive something and then you act accordingly because of the perception. So perception can be what you see, what you smell, So of course, for computers, perception based on the sensors, yeah. So it depends what AI that you are trying to do. So this particular definition is quite nice because it connects the perception. Yeah. Alan Turing says actions that indistinguishable from a human, like I mentioned just now, one that you are not able to identify whether that is being done by the human or by the computer. So if you are able to create actions that you are not able to identify, then that's intelligence already. So these are some definitions of these professors. Yeah. So Turing tests, like I mentioned just now. So if you're talking about tests to act humanly, computer and human both interrogated by the judge, and computer passes test if judge can't tell the difference. This is the approach of the Turing test. Yeah. So basically, you are looking at a computer that is, you know, like act like a human, right? Because you are not able to distinguish between the two. How effective is this test? So agent must have command of language, have wide range of knowledge, demonstrate human traits, humor, emotion, be able to reason, be able to learn. So these are some of the things that one needs to beat the Turing test. So there are competition, and Loebner Prize is people aspire to get when they are trying to pass the Turing test. Okay, so some of the Loebner Prize winners are like Alice. Yeah, and you can search about this in your own time. Yeah. Approach 2 requires knowledge of brain function. So the level of abstraction that the computer can have, and but when you are trying to abstract something, you will need to think of how to validate this, and sometimes validating you still need to the human to do that, right? And but if you're talking about abstracting it in the human mind, then it is mainly on the cognitive science, yeah, how the brain works. This one is what does it mean by rational? So Aristotle attempted to come up with the definition of what it means by rational. So there's what are correct arguments of thought process that you have that makes what you are thinking is rational. Okay, so with this thought process, because you will have a step-by-step kind of task that you do in order to create or to act rationally. Therefore, these processes can be done. So this creates as a foundation to the AI that people are working on. Yeah. So it is as a separate small task, then it is not an intelligent behavior, but it is more because of the logic behind it. Yeah. Basically you're thinking about the goal, what is your objective, and then based on that objective you are strategizing on the steps going towards that goal. Yeah. So and when you are thinking about these steps, then you are like thinking rationally already. Yeah. And according to the goal as well, and due to the steps that you are I mentioned just now, then you will act accordingly. Yeah, accordingly. So when I say accordingly, that will be the rational thing that you will need to do. So basically, what is the rational means that is the right thing to do according to that steps. So the right thing here again, going back to what I mentioned just now, is the logic, yeah, behind it. So all this is sort of easier to create, yeah, because of the logic behind it, yeah. And as you know, in programming, you will need to have that logic in order for you to inform the computers what to do. All right. So, and this is the approach that is being adopted by Russell and Novick. Yeah, it's mainly to create AI that is that think rationally and also act rationally. Yeah. So basically, you will need to really define what does it mean by rationally in this, and what we meant is basically that's the right thing. Right thing here again, it goes to the objective. Yeah. Okay. So foundations of AI. So talking about this and thinking back, what you require, or what you think that would be the basis or the fundamental of AI. So we talk about trying to think rationally, trying to act rationally. You are trying to code program the computer such that it is able to do a task for you that is the right thing. Okay, this is what it means by acting rationally or thinking rationally. So saying all these things, it boils down to the what you require to create such AI. All right, this is the foundation. So basically, you would need obviously mathematics first. Okay, so mathematics would be your ability to have putting it into what the computers understand. So like linear algebra is very important. The basic about functions, that is important. Calculus, because creating procedures and all those things is all in there. So basically, mathematics is very important. Logic comes from there as well. Yeah. uh knowing or understand natural language, then perhaps you need a little bit of linguistics to know about how the brain works a little bit, perhaps psychology, some philosophy, and perhaps economics, some neuroscience. But as you notice, mathematics is the main one, yeah, the fundamental of AI. A little bit of history of AI. I hope you're still there. So it begins with Turing, of course, with his famous paper in the 50s, 1950s. In fact, a little bit. Of course, the work started before that, yeah, obviously. But the paper only comes out in 1950. Then Dartmouth coined artificial intelligence in 1956. And then it goes on and on. It started off with, as I mentioned just now, it started off with machine learning first, yeah, machine learning first. But then because of the ability of the computer to process faster, hence this machine learning goes more. So it is then you are talking about large language model already because of the way the computer power already. Yeah. So basically based on machine learning, specifically neural networks, because of that, then it becomes much more now. Yeah. So that's how it becomes of hype again in this era. Yeah. Because of the use of large language model, and now we are moving towards generative AI. So basically in the stage 2 of AI just now. Yeah. So are we moving to stage 3? Again, that is really depend on us as the programmer. Yeah. So I do not want to go through too much about this. You can read this yourself, and perhaps read more about it if you are interested to learn more about how the history of AI is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one is some of the successful AI applications that we already have. Okay, the translation now easy. Yeah, easy. You can use the Google Translator. You can also do that using other platforms. Because of the programmers creating algorithms for speech recognition is it's ongoing, yes, but there is already a good development about it. Yeah. Recognizing song, recognizing face, and the ability to know whether you are sad or not, things like that. It's all now is we can see that already. These are all AI applications. uh, Question and answer, chess playing, that one is quite a long time already. 3D scene modeling and so on. Driverless cars, but flying cars not yet. But I guess so, perhaps soon. Yeah. So these are many AI applications already, and I think everyone is an AI user. Okay, no doubt about it. Being in this faculty, all of us are AI user, and I'm sure all of you are using ChatGPT like a calculator already. You just can't go without. But be careful. Yes, we know that you cannot go without it, but use it smartly. Yeah. It helps you to be able to generate your codes very quickly, but you will need to really check it and know what is it that you want. Perhaps there's something that you don't, what ChatGPT is suggesting is not what you want, so you will need to really check that. So it's your ability to know how to code. That is what we want from you. You can use ChatGPT to assist you, but then again, at the end of the day, you will still need to know how to read the codes, and to know whether that code really gives you what you want. The, you know, because you are the one who is looking at the problem, and you are the one who is designing the solution. So so at the end of the day, it's still you that is doing the work, and this can be easily seen as we see what you are doing. Yeah. If I'm talking about final year projects, for example, these are the things that we are looking at, whether you really understand and whether really you are providing the solution to the problem. And when you are talking about group project for this course, okay, because the way I do it is similar as the mathematical modeling course. Yeah, I give you the freedom to choose what problem that you want to work on. Because why I do this is because I want you to do something that you like, okay, something that make you curious. And through doing the work, it helps you to ease your curiosity. Okay. So when you present, I can see this. I will know what you want and whether the objective is clear and whether what you design and provide solution is satisfying that. So yeah, this can be seen. That is why presentation is very important. Yeah, because presentation is when the time where we really can assess. Okay, it's already 5:40. I do not want to take so much of your time. Okay, what I have in these proceeding slides is basically talking about the AI domain. What is, because AI now becomes so much of a hype. Yeah. So this one is just putting it out there that AI covers this whole thing. Yeah. And it's very broad, as you can see in this domain. It's covering all that. Machine learning, neural network, deep learning, they are all as the core. And you are applying it to depending on your perceptions. Yeah, what perhaps are you looking at, like natural language processing or whatever? Yeah. So these are the things, the AI domain. Yeah. So when you are creating AI, you may be taking some parts of it, not all. Yeah, because you are looking again at what the AI is producing. What is it for? Yeah, the purpose of the AI. This one is basically putting on what is AI, data science, and all these things. Yeah, because you heard all these terms all the time. So it is this Venn diagram here is very nicely putting out what the difference between AI and data science. If you don't know, then because data science is basically because you are CS students, is basically data-driven models. Yeah, you're creating models based on data. So, and you have seen this already in your modeling course. Yeah, so that's actually data science. And as you know, you create model, it can be from a physical law or some laws that you have already have, or you can use some machine learning models. Yeah, so that is why there is this overlapping of data science with AI, So yeah, so I do not want to go too much inside these slides. Basically, what I show you here is I really like how Dr. Joe created this Venn diagram, yeah, really showing the areas that you always heard about, yeah, and clearly trying to define each of those terms. So here, what is AI? AI aims to create machines that can mimic human intelligence, blah, 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 and so on, yeah. What fields it is and the subfields. Here is machine learning. So machine learning is part of AI, and you can use machine learning models for data science problems and so on, yeah. What is deep learning? Yeah. So these are all definitions of the terms that we always hear nowadays. Yeah. Okay. Again, this is deep learning. So basically, you have a lot of data, then perhaps you will need to have a better algorithms. Yeah. So this is what deep learning is. Yeah. It's an enhancement of the existing machine learning. Okay. And generative AI, what are they? Yeah. So it's basically it's a type of AI that creates new content based on data that you provide to it. Okay, many things. Yeah, so I leave it for you to read about it. Okay. So that you know what they are, each of these terms. Yeah. Okay. So advantages and disadvantages of AI. Advantages of AI, we have already mentioned about this just now. Okay. There are many AI, and then these are the advantages. The disadvantages, however, this one we have not talked about, mainly on advantages. Yeah, reduction of human error, availability 24/7, and so on. The disadvantages. Now, the disadvantages. Let's just look at the calculator, anyways. Yeah. It makes your brain lazy. Right? Because you do not need to think. You just press and it just gives you the answer. And sadly, that's what ChatGPT is doing to us right now. You just prompt it, ask it a question, and then just at the one click, submit, and then it will give you everything. Therefore, there is no thinking at all. But for that, you can actually, this, you know the disadvantages of ChatGPT. So try as much as possible to reduce this by letting it to be simply an assistant for you, yet you are still doing what needs to be done. So what I'm saying is that in, creating proposal, you can simply just put the generate a proposal for blah, 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 blah. It will, definitely, right? But you need to read it, check it, making sure that that is the one that you want. There are some of the things that is not right. You see, so get the thinking start. It helps you to spark the thinking. Okay, let it be just that. It gets you to think. Okay. So that is on limited thinking. It depends on the AI that we are creating. If it needs a lot of technology, then it probably will create high costs. I mentioned about human laziness just now, and due to its ability to do tasks that more efficiently in comparison to human, therefore there may be unemployment for some, yeah, and lack of emotions, because we still do not know how to put in emotions into the AI, yeah. So therefore there's no empathy at all for AI, yeah. So these are the disadvantages of AI. Okay. So there are so many things that you can reflect on where AI right now. And I I want to hear, what do you think of AI? Yeah, can we can I see you guys for a while? Memory updates. Thank you, Ellen. So we have ChatGPT now. Okay, KY. Who is KY? Oh, Kevin. All right. Let ChatGPT. Funny lah, you people. Okay, yeah, you are right. So, yeah, can I see all of you? Why Rebecca is in the dark? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Oh, I forgot
And the
to turn.
others? The others? Where are you people? ChatGPT is my BFF. Okay, Patrick. When necessary. Okay, that's good. Okay. How's the others? What do you think of? Okay, let's just talk about ChatGPT. Someone says it is. Really, Fakrul? Why you say so? Why you think it will take over human in 2030? Where's Fakrul? Okay, you guys are so shy. Take over our job. Ah, really? Okay, fine. You don't have camera. People using AI will take over people who don't use AI. Uh, AI is like an assistant in making certain tasks a bit easier. Yeah, that's true. A- AI will take over people using AI. AI will take over the world, ka? Why you say so, ah? What does it mean by take over the world? What do you mean by that? Maybe some of us are already AI. Oh my God, I'm talking to AI now. Too much movie. Yeah, Kevin, you are true. Yeah, you're right. Mana si Daniel tadi? People using AI will take over people who don't use AI. Why you say like that, huh? Take over. What do you mean by take over? replace their jobs kah? I see. Replace the job lah. Productivity, improve productivity, and so on. Yeah, that is the reason why we encourage upskilling, reskilling. We cannot run away from AI, right? Dr. AI. Aduh. Eh, okay. Yeah, so that's why we being human, we need to be very careful with that. In terms of feelings, right? Take over the world due to discrimination. Rationally, humans are not good for the world. What? Really, Kak Rebecca? Why humans not good for the world? If you're thinking about all the bad things that the human is doing to the world, yeah lah. But humans are supposed to be looking after the world, right? So it comes back to AI ethics. Basically, what do you need the AI to do? So I'm not too sure about all what you're saying, taking over the world or all these things. But if everyone is ethical enough, then we should be creating AI to ease our tasks. So if such task is replacing human, therefore human needs to be, used for other things. If AI starts to have feeling and emotion, what? Ah, I will create what? I cannot follow already what you guys are saying. Human also abuse AI. Rational. Guys, I really notice you guys are faster chatting than talking, right? And I cannot keep up. that that is why I asked you to open your camera. We had a COVID online class. Oh my God. You people are so because of that you are born to communicate by typing, huh? And Kevin's feelings and Kevin's way of thinking, right? Okay lah, people. Very nice chatting with you guys. Thank you so much. I am really entertained with your reflection. Thank you for today. So I'll see you on Monday next week, yeah? Monday next week is not. I worry. Our time is on Monday, and it's always Monday is the cuti time. But that one comes in later lah, right? Next week still okay, right? Yeah, still okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with the more serious one now, when we are talking about searching. Yeah. So read about it. Let's chat about it. And yeah, have a good sunke for those who are fasting, and everyone else have a good evening. Take care. Bye bye. Semua sudah ambil attendance ke? Ada yang belum ambil attendance? Saya share again. Oh, I guess there are exactly 31 of you, huh? All right. Thank you. Bye.